Horses who are chasing after the carrot and avoiding the stick, they're not thinking about what am I here for? What is my purpose? What legacy do I want to leave? Human beings think about those things.
Tell me essentially what has changed in the years since carrot and stick did work.
Well, one of the things that's changed is what people are actually doing for a living. Those carrot and stick motivators are really good for simple tasks, whether you're turning the same screw the same way on an assembly line or adding up strings of numbers. Those kinds of motivators are terrific. The problem is that those kinds of motivators, they don't work for tasks that require creative capacity, conceptual capacity, the ability to think different. In fact, they actually deter performance.
Okay, pick your one prettiest piece of scientific research that proves this to us.
So we got a study of MIT students, okay? Mm-hmm. We asked these a bunch of economists, okay, not psychologists, economists, hard-headed folks, asked these MIT students to do a series of challenges, memorizing strings of digits, throwing a ball through a hoop, solving puzzles, okay? And they offer them 3 levels of rewards: small, medium, large, to incentivize performance. The very types of rewards and incentives that we have in our organizations. Here's what they find out. For mechanical tasks, bonuses worked as they would be expected. The higher the bonus, the better the performance. But once the task called for, and this is their phrase, even rudimentary cognitive skill, a higher reward led to worse performance.
So extrapolate to me, on Wall Street, really, can this change you keep the prowess, but you change the risk-taking, the unnecessary risk-taking?
What you have on Wall Street, I think, is bankers, essentially, in my view, bankers bluffing. And we have to call their bluff. Because they say, if we didn't have these gigantic rewards, people wouldn't work here. Now, and they say that as if that's a fact, when if you think about it at all analytically, you realize that's not a fact, that's a hypothesis. And I say we should test the hypothesis. I think that a lot of them would stick around for the challenge, and there are a lot of people in this country who would very quickly take a job that paid $500,000 a year, even if it paid $3 million the year before. The other thing that you're seeing here is a kind of an inadequacy of the profit motive. The profit motive is a very, very good thing. I think it's good morally in most cases. I think it's certainly good for efficiency. But it's not the only thing. What we're seeing in business more broadly is that when the profit motive comes unmoored from the purpose motive, bad things happen. Some bad things ethically, but also just mediocre things.
I mean, we were used to the salesman being told, go out there and sell 42 widgets, and they did, because you were told to sell 42. It's a sports metaphor in a way.
I keep encountering companies that, on sales, companies that have eliminated sales commissions for their salespeople, which seems like utter sacrilege. And yet they're seeing their sales go up. There's a great UK company that I saw a couple weeks ago that eliminated sales commissions for their sales force and saw total sales go up. And the reason for that is that the management wasn't spending all their time managing this elaborate compensation system, trying to litigate who brought in what piece of business. And people also felt like they had a floor underneath them, that they weren't, if they didn't make their numbers this month, their family would still eat. And that level of security actually allows them to perform at a high level.
Tell me how this is useful to somebody who's out of work right now.
The one long-term piece of advice is that the research is pretty clear that the people who are not only most satisfied, but the people who actually accomplish more professionally are people who are doing things out of a sense of intrinsic motivation, that is the joy of the task itself, rather than extrinsic motivation. The fake out for us is that a lot of people who do things out of intrinsic motivation end up getting those extrinsic rewards because they're so good at it, because they love it so much.
All right, roll back into your office or what I see behind you.
That's my living room. My office is up there.
Okay.
I couldn't bear to show that on camera.
Okay. Thank you, and
Diane.
really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay, cheers.